What's happening? It's your boy Triple Black, aka the number one stunner, aka the boss, aka Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, and Barack Obama. All black, bitch. You already know what it is, man. It's a no cupcake zone live, and I'm just the early bird gets the worm. This is early for me, man. What's up, Facebook, man? We just out here um, just living life and trying to progress and love that I'm getting from YouTube, man. If you come through, YouTubers, hey, make sure you hit the subscribe and a like button, man. This morning, man, what I'm going to talk about, man, is uh, failing your way into success. And I got that quote actually from Les Brown. Actually, I listened to his motivational videos. Les Brown is a real, motivational guy. And one of the things is like I was, all year, last year, my plan was to get up at 5 a.m., work out. And guess what? I have not achieved it. I have not achieved it one time yet. One time yet. And this is something that I know, the people that are successful are really, they're up early in the morning. They're up early in the morning. They're up, before everybody up. And, they've already, and one of the things that they do is they make a plan and they just don't like let the day kind of take them. They kind of, grab the bull by the horns and plan the day. So you have to plan or you're going to fail. You're going to fail. That's pretty much what it is. If you don't plan, if you don't make a plan on anything, you're going to fail. If you go in there, and I don't care how smart you are, you're going to fail. And the thing is about life, man, when you have enough failures, you start, smart people, if you fail enough, you're going to start to achieve success if you're smart about it. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over, but if you're not learning from your different mistakes, then you're never going to get it. And I think one of the things is you have to come up with a plan. You have to come up with a plan. And having a plan is very difficult, especially it takes a lot of it takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of it just takes discipline. And you know what? A lot of people don't have the discipline to really, execute a plan like like you need to. And the title of it is failing your way into success. Failing your way into success. One of the easiest things to do, man, is just take an inventory of all your failures in life. All the failures in life, and see what the one consistent thing is. And I had to, dig deep and look back, and I took some inventories of my failure. And one of the consistent things is I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a plan. I'm kind of a person that, just, flies by the seat of my pants. I have, supreme confidence in my intellect and in just me overall, that I really don't think that I need to practice on things like that, on anything. And one of the consistent things that's happens to me is like I'll start something, come up with some great ideas, but I can't really execute it. I really can't execute it because putting together a plan is, to me, is very it's very hard, and that's something I have to accept. So I think what I tried to do this year was, say, you know what, I want to wake up at 5 a.m., get my workout, get my thoughts flowing. And you know what, I failed and failed and failed and failed and failed. And I look back and I'm thinking myself, man, I'm getting the same results. I'm getting the same results. So I need to make a better plan. I need, it starts the next day. I mean, the day before, I need to go to sleep at this certain hour so I can get up at this certain hour so I can get this, and this accomplished. And that's what I need to do. And, it's very hard because you have to be really disciplined to do those type of things, not success, like Les Brown always says, you were born to be great, but you were born to be great, but you have to kind of take that greatness. You have to take that greatness, and it just doesn't happen by itself. You have to take that greatness. And man, if you do come through, man, make sure you hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button, man. I need, by the end of the month, I'm trying to get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers, man. You guys can make it happen. Gotta get there. My plan was to do that. And you know what? It was easier for me to sleep, wake up, and, and fail. But one of the consistent things that I really actually noticed, just in the past, because, you have successes, it's depending on life, it's never an upward trend. I don't care who you are. There's ebb and flows, but you can reference parts of your life where you were achieving some type of level of success and what attributed to that. And I remember, in my work life, one of the, things that that helped me with being successful just in my career was waking up, going to the gym and doing a workout, and what it was, I think, a lot of times when I got up early and it got a lot, and I got to thinking, got my mind thinking, listening to a podcast, on the treadmill or lifting some weights or whatever, it released a lot of negative energy that I had stored up, even from the day before. A lot of that negative energy was out. And I think that really, really, really helped me out quite a bit. Starting the day on a positive note, starting the day on a positive note. And you know what? Shit rolls downhill, and that's one of the things that you have to understand is like when you wake up, you have that negative thought, that negative energy. It really takes precedent. It really starts your day off on a bad note. And one of the things that's a good strategy, this is part of the plan. And I noticed, something very, shout out to Aaron, and Aaron is one of my coworkers. He actually reminded me of that. Is one of the, I can remember days that I was very successful or I achieved a goal. And one of the components of that day was like music. I woke up, like driving to work, listening to R&B. For some reason, R&B, R. Kelly is like the guy that you listen to. I don't know what I mean. It's something. I remember in college when I used to have tests and that I wanted to ace. The easiest way for me to get that is, start studying and put on some classical music or put on some R&B music, something uplifting, positive. And I remember that used to set me up for success. And I remember, a couple mornings, after having a, talk with Aaron, and I was just like listening, like I had a couple appointments, and, I'm like, start listening to R&B music, and it really got me going. Not just R&B music. It's actually Bob Marley. Bob Marley is one of the artists that really, 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 sets me straight because of the positive energy that gets released when you listen to Bob Marley in the morning. To me, trying to listen to Bob Marley in the morning, it's real positive energy, and it kind of sets the day. And I can remember, man, just when waking up early, going to getting dressed, getting a good breakfast, going to work, putting in that Bob Marley. By the time I get to work, or by the time I get to anything, I have all that positive energy flowing, because those are things that release all the negativity, and then I set off the day right. I get the first client, knock it out the box, gain confidence all through the day. Next thing you know, I'm just flowing. And then, and you string, a couple of those days and a couple of those months, in a couple of those years, man, and you don't know where you could be. And one of the main consistent things that I've recognized about myself, and this is a tough pill to swallow, is the consistency that I've been putting forth in just any endeavor. I'm a type of person, man. If you can put me in a room and then you were like, hey, you know what is a business idea? I'm really good at that. I'm really, really, really good at coming up with ideas. But where I fail at, and I recognize that, is the consistency on an everyday basis of each plan. It's even with these success boards and things like that, I was very excited about doing that, but after a while, not after a while, but I just started missing this day, missing that day. It's like you have no days off. You gotta have a consistent plan. It looks like you got Jay Cody. I'm gonna invite him on camera, but I don't know if he's gonna answer yet. But it's he's on there, and it's like anything, it's when you're like trying to lose weight, that's one of the biggest issues that people have. But if you look at the people that fail at losing weight, one of the biggest failures that they have is they don't have a plan. They don't have a plan. You know what? It's easy to say, I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to exercise. That's easy. But we're creatures of habit. If we're driving to work and we're supposed to be on a diet and we're hungry, guess what, man? We're going to eat out of convenience, which is a human thing to do. We're going to eat out of convenience. We're going to make up excuses not to go work out. That's just what we do. That's what we just do as humans. So you basically plan to fail if you don't have a plan. That's just what it is, man. And it's a thing. It's like, but the people that are successful in that thing, the bodybuilders, they have a plan. They have their meals prepped out. They have the gym schedule when they're going to go to a gym. They have that routine down packed, and that's why that's why success comes with it, because they're very consistent with it. They're very consistent. I remember my old roommate, Andrew, he was a person that was, I think I don't know if it was bodybuilding, but it's like beach shorts or not. I I don't know, some type of competition. It's like a, basically bodybuilding or body sculpting or whatever. But he was able to achieve success in the short term because he was emphatic about the plan. You know what? He had his workout schedule. He had his workout um, uh, out. That was his. He was a trainer at the gym, but he also had his meal prep. He had everything, like his whole month already laid out of what he was going to do to get ready to achieve that goal. And he was very successful at it because A, he had a plan, B, he was consistent, and he had a plan. He had a plan. He had a plan. He had a plan. I mean, that's one of the biggest things is you have to have a plan. And just being in finance, we're a creature of habit, and we always want to take the path to least resistance. When you're looking to, like, one of the biggest difficulties I have is saving money. And these are, bad habits that that I've picked up. I've just had a bad habit. It's a bad habit. I took a look back. I'm like, man, you know what? If I would have ate out a third, over the years, you know how much money I would have saved. You know what? Here's a lesson. I mean, here's the thing. Whatever you go to your bank account right now, go to your bank account right now. I mean, if you're struggling, whatever, go to your bank. Even if you have, enough resources, go to your bank account right now and look at what you spend on eating out. Just look at what you spend on eating out. That means lunch, breakfast, dinner, all those type of things. Just look at, what you spend on eating out. Just take a look. Just take a look. One of my coworkers, he said the other day, because he just got in a relationship or whatever, and he was just saying, just being in a relationship and being with someone that that's like one of those planning type people, he saves so much money because he's not eating out, he's not doing things out of convenience anymore. It's like it's much more structured. And when you have that structure in your life, when you have that plan in your life, a lot of your goals are going to be a lot easier to achieve. Sometimes we get laser focused on a goal, but we never get focused on the plan, executing the plan to meet that goal. I mean, just like I was just going to talk about saving money, man. You think about it, man, is if you make a plan, you know what, before the week, I'm going to eat this, I'm going to eat that, and I'm going to eat this, and I'm going to eat that. That way I'm going to have breakfast, I'm going to have this for dinner, and I'm going to do that. And then you go to the grocery store and you buy that, and you're emphatic about that plan. What are you going to eat? I mean, you can even write it down. If you spend, let's just say $100 in groceries, just for, $100 in groceries, if you're real tactical, you can make that, you can stretch that $100, for, I mean, not for a family, maybe you need about 150 for a family. Even with 150 for a family, you can stretch that pretty far. You can stretch that for a week. You can stretch that for sometimes 2 weeks. But let's just say if you were able to stretch that for a month, I mean, let's just say $100 a week for, that's $400 a month. $400 a month grocery budget, or just food budget without eating. I mean, just food budget. I mean, I guess for a person that's middle income, that's a pretty good thing. But with the trap that most people get into is, you're spending that $400 on groceries, but you're also spending another $400 on eating out, and that's $800 right there. And $800, I mean, that's an extra $400 times four 12, that's $4,800 times, let's just say 10. That's $48,000 right there. $48,000 that in 10 years doesn't seem an overwhelming amount. But if you look at, like, for instance, if you look at the stock market, which has, got you like 20%, some years or whatever, but that $48,000 could easily be $150,000, depending on, where you invested in the market. I'm not giving investment advice, but that's just what real numbers are. That's possibly $100 to $120,000 in 10 years, which to certain people, that's life-changing money. Imagine, what your situation would be with that type of money just left on the table right there. It's amazing, what you can accomplish just with a little plan, with a little bit of thought, with a little bit of discipline. There's a lot. There's a lot that you can do. Oh man, it's 7:10, man. I've been on here for a little bit of time, just chopping it up, man. Make sure, YouTubers, man, if you do go on here, make sure you hit the like button, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 1,000, and I hope I can, hey, that's part of my plan. Tomorrow, I'm going to be here to make a short video, and, hopefully I can motivate someone to do something, hopefully I can, I gave you a little bit of seed that you can water and it'll grow, and that's what I'm trying to do for myself. We're on this journey together, my subscribers that's on here. We're on this journey together. We're trying to get everything together. I wanted to call this podcast, but I'm sticking with my brand, No Cupcake Zone. It was fatherhood, fitness, and finance. But I think No Cupcake Zone is good enough. But anyways, man, I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully, man. And keep the positive. Just think about failing your way into success. Use your past failures to determine your future success, and take an inventory of your past failures and see what went wrong in those failures. Even of what you failed at a week ago, what went wrong, and I guarantee you, one of the consistent things that you're going to find in that is you're going to find consistency, and you're also going to find a lack of a plan. But man, you guys have a blessed day.